Arthur Hayes, the co-founder of BitMEX and chief investment officer at Maelstrom, is making waves again. His latest prediction.
And that money gets printed, and Bitcoin benefits the most out of all the different risky assets that one could own out there. And that's how we get to $1 million Bitcoin. I think that happens sometime between now and when Trump exits office in 2028.
And while that might sound outrageous at first, Hayes backs it up with a strong macroeconomic argument.
So I think Trump team is very serious about trying to do their part in rectifying these imbalances. I think capital controls are the way they're going to do it, which is a little bit slower burn. But foreigners are going to react by selling assets because now there's a tax and they don't want to pay it. And so that's going to require printed money to replace those dollars. So if the foreigners aren't going to supply the dollars to levitate treasury market and the stock market and the property market, the US government will supply it via the Fed, the Treasury, and sort of legislative actions that they can do, like Fannie and Freddie being out of conservatorship or stuff like that, right? So that's all coming.
That could erode global trust in American financial leadership even further. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is accessible, borderless, and not tied to any one government. By the way, we're giving away $1,800 worth of prizes, and entering is super easy. Just complete a few simple tasks and you're in. The link is in the description. Hayes isn't alone. Adam Back, the CEO of Blockstream and one of Bitcoin's early influencers, shares a similar outlook. Back believes Bitcoin is underpriced. He points to major institutional adoption, over $41 billion flowing into spot Bitcoin ETFs, and a friendlier regulatory landscape as reasons why the price could skyrocket. In a recent interview, Back said
that there's a lot of positive news. $100,000 is way too cheap. I expect we'll end the year much higher, and we get between 500,000 and a minimum and a million during this cycle.
But not everyone is that bullish. According to CoinCodex's model, Bitcoin will reach just over $308,000 by 2028. That's still nearly a 200% increase from today's price, but far from the $1 million mark. Even so, the message is clear. Whether it's Hayes, Back, or predictive models, most signs are pointing up for Bitcoin in the long term. While 1 million might sound bold, ARK Invest has taken things even further. In their updated 2025 report, they project that Bitcoin could reach $2.4 million by 2030. That's a 60% increase from their previous bull case. The new target factors in lost coins and long-held dormant ones. ARK's updated model sees Bitcoin capturing share across institutional portfolios, emerging markets, and even national treasuries. Their base case is $1.2 million. Their bear case is $500,000. This all comes as investors search for protection from geopolitical risk and inflation. More and more, Bitcoin is being seen as a digital version of gold. John D'Agostino from Coinbase Institutional says sovereign funds and large insurance pools are now considering Bitcoin a core part of their hedge strategy. He points to 3 factors.
So the first reason is de-dollarization. The second reason is this tech unwinding of this big levered tech trade and Bitcoin trading on its core characteristics, which again are similar to gold. The last was to me the most interesting, which is I spoke to a couple of traders who said, look, if you believe these conditions, these de-dollarization conditions are going to persist, you're looking at gold, obviously, first and foremost, but maybe you missed out on that trade. You're looking at that rally and saying, I missed the boat on that. So what other assets could participate in that market panic long-term inflation hedge? When you do the work, there's a very short list of assets that mirror the characteristics of gold. Bitcoin is on that short list.
According to D'Agostino, Bitcoin is now consistently ranking among the top 5 assets in institutional inflation hedging models. CoinCodex's model suggests Bitcoin could hit $130,500 within the next 90 days. That's based on momentum, liquidity, and growing demand. But a retracement could follow, possibly bringing Bitcoin back to around 100,000. So while the long-term trend looks strong, short-term volatility is still part of the story.